Assalamu alaikum. Woo! Everybody, let's give up another round of applause. Those were some boom. All right. Assalamu alaikum. It's great to be here on this fourth night of Kwanzaa, correct? So tonight we're going to celebrate the principles of UJAMAA, which is cooperative economics. I'm sorry. But before we do that, we're going to open up in prayer because in this house we always open up with praise to God. So at this time, I'd like to bring up Brother Mujahid to start us off in prayer.
Prayer, I'm sorry, please assume the position you're most comfortable. Everybody stand for prayer. All others assume the position you most appropriate to you. Prayer. In the name of Almighty God, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness. Astaghfirullah. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, merciful, all praises be to God, the beneficent, the merciful, master of day of judgment. Thee alone do we serve, and thy aid do we seek. O Allah, guide us on the right path, the path upon those who thou hast bestowed thy favors, and not the path upon those whose portion is wrath, nor those who go astray. Amen.
Thank you, brother. So at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and move forward with the program. The next phase of the next portion of the program, rather, will be presented by Sister T, and she will perform the libations for us.
Thank you so much. Before I begin, I ask the permission of my elders to speak. Do I have your permission? Thank you so much. Before we begin the program, we want to invite those benevolent spirits, our ancestors, Orisha, Loa, angels, whatever we may call them. As we sit in the house of God, we know that God is always with us, but we invite those benevolent spirits to join us as well. So I'll pray in Yoruba and in English, and we offer cool water, Omi Tutu. Cool water for a cool road, Ona Tutu. We know we want the way to be cool. Ile Tutu, may our homes have coolness. Tutu Eshu, the spirit of the crossroads that opens the way and closes the way. We give cool water. Tutu Egungun, we offer cool water to our ancestors, and specifically those ancestors of light and progress who sit at the right hand of God in heaven. You have those ancestors, those warrior spirits that are always with you, and they come when you call. So please take this time to say the names of your ancestors that you want to join us here tonight. Say those names out loud. Ashe. Ashe. And those community ancestors. Elder Denver, Mother Denver, Esther King, Araminta, my own ancestors. Thank you, Nani. Thank you, Papa, for being here with us tonight. Kosi Ku, we will not see death. Kosi Arun, we will not see sickness. Kosi Ofo, we will not see losses. Kosi Izina, Kosi Fitivo. All negative energy, we banish it. We will not see it. Ashe. We give thanks to the Creator. We call the Creator by many names, and Yoruba is Olodumare. Whether you say Allah, Jehovah, God, we're talking about the same benevolent, beautiful, all universe encompassing spirit of God. We welcome you and we say Ashe. And we close this prayer with thanks. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I couldn't help but notice these items up here on this table. With tonight being Cooperative, who purchased these things for me last year. And I see it sitting on this table today, and I'm so grateful because whoever bought all of this, you put food in my baby's mouth. And I'm so grateful. I noticed that the frame that the Nguzo Saba was in is not there. Maybe it was broken. Who knows? But I had one in a car, and I would like to offer a brand new one to the mosque. So please, that's my gift. Thank you so much for having me. Y'all have a beautiful night.
Thank you very much, my dear sister. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to go into the next portion of the program, and I will bring up Brother Student Minister Abdul Alim Ansari Muhammad.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, praises be to Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Abar Ghani.
UJAMAA.
We're going to try that one again. Abaragani.
UJAMAA.
I know most of us like, well, what does that mean? Don't worry about it. I had to put it in parentheses for myself. What's the news?
Cooperative economics.
That's right, brothers and sisters. As Brother Chris Muhammad stated, can y'all hear me? All right. I'm Student Minister Abdul Alim Muhammad, the assistant to our beloved Student Regional Minister Abdul Halim Muhammad. So on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Executive Council, the Southwest Student Regional Minister Abdul Halim Muhammad, the student laborers, the staff, the followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we welcome you to Muhammad's Mosque number 45 and Muhammad University of Islam. We are honored to host Houston Local Organizing Committee and the citywide Kwanzaa Committee observance and celebration. So give yourself a round of applause, brothers and sisters, for being here. The drummers hit it up. Tonight, we observe the fourth principle of Kwanzaa cooperative economics. Our vision and goal are to promote and practice the universal and practical concepts found in Muhammad Economic Blueprint, which Brother Casey Muhammad will talk more about later on this evening. Our objective is to set in motion a year-long regional and local movement that produces tangible results to be reported to the community by next Kwanzaa 2023. So in other words, brothers and sisters, we just don't want our success and the love we're sharing just be for 7 days. But what do we do afterwards? Right? 365 days, 24/7. Our task is to identify, you can give me some drums on that one. Because it's just not about 7 nights. This has to be our life when it comes to cooperative economics. UJAMAA, is that right?
That's right.
So our task is to identify, assemble, create, and support the community assets required to fulfill our needs and provide goods and services through a cooperative economic model. Next slide. Another task is to develop a local and regional operational unity network with the Houston Justice or else local organizing committee. We believe in the ministerial functions of agriculture, health and human services, education, trade and commerce, information, arts and culture, science and technology, defense, and justice. Function can be tied together by the thread of cooperative economics. Next slide. For example, in consideration of the ministerial functioning of agriculture and trade and commerce, we ask, how can Texas have the largest percentage of Black farmers and ranchers in the United States while we have food deserts in our communities? And the farmers lose farmland. How then do we connect their potential food production to our local markets by constructing and operating a logistical food supply chain from the field to the mill? In other words, we control everything from the field to the mill to even the plates you put it on. Our sister just said she had something up here she made herself, right? Oh, y'all ain't hear me. Give me some drums so they can hear me, brothers and sisters. I hope that ain't a sign because we are dependent, we're quiet. This is what we should be so excited and fired up talking about our own progress. Don't get me fired up here. So, what impact does land ownership have on our cooperative economics and generational wealth building? Look at all our babies that are in here, our young brothers and sisters. If you're under 12, raise your hand. Look at that. So we're talking about our children. We just talked about our ancestors. And we saw what we know and we watch on the television, the struggle of our ancestors to where you and I are at this point today. So we open up by giving thanks to God for those who came before us and those who went before us. But how do we show thanks? It's about building something for ourselves and leaving it to our children. And then their children, then their children, then their children. I ain't got off the notes. What impact does criminal justice system have on our cooperative economics and generational wealth building when we lack community conflict resolution component in the Ministry of Justice function? How about the inability of the educational system to teach our children basic reading and computer skills? And the cultural war attack about teaching the true history of the United States under the false flag of critical race theory, and how would our ministerial function of education address this? We're talking about building an educational system, a new paradigm, a new educational paradigm system where it is all about us. Thank you, brother. Sister, thank you. My bad, I wasn't looking. Lastly, slide 13, please. Lastly, you have seen the news story about a fully automated McDonald's. Artificial intelligence technology could be one of the greatest threats to our cooperative economics and building generational wealth if we fail to address and master artificial intelligence and advanced technology under science and technology ministry function. So we're not just pointing out problems, we're talking about solutions, but solutions that are rooted in institutions. Glad we got one right. What about information media, arts and culture, defense? How do these areas impact our cooperative economics and general wealth building? Next slide, 15, please. We are fully aware we can't solve all the problems we face in one night. What we are pointing out is in response to the Honorable Minister Farrakhan's statement during the build up to the Millions More movement in 2005 after Hurricane Katrina. He stated no one organization or group can solve the many problems and challenges we face. It will take operational unity of the whole. Can we agree with that, brothers and sisters? Operational unity under the whole. In conclusion, we invite you, your business, your organization to sign up with the local organizer committee and play a role in the communal practice of the principles of Kwanzaa: unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith, 24/7, 365 days a year. Remember, the difference between a Category 5 hurricane and a tropical storm is its level of organization. We must get organized to get free. Let's say that, brothers and sisters. We must get organized to get free. Let's say it. We must get organized. We must get organized. We must get organized. We must get organized. So please enjoy your entertainment, roundtable discussion, and support the vendors. We're going to say that again. Support the vendors. Praise be to Allah. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for listening to these words. And may Allah grant you the light of understanding. Assalamu alaikum. And I bring back up Brother Chris. Let's give him a round of applause. And thank you, brothers and sisters.
Okay, so the next portion of our program, we're going to bring up Sister Tara, and she's going to talk a little bit about the local Houston LOC, the local organizing committee. And after that, the next portion of the program will be the edutainment. But at this point in time, we're going to bring up our lovely sister, Tara X. Muhammad.
He said X, but it's Muhammad. I work for that name. Yes, sir. I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. I know that we may have met a little rain on the way over here, but I'm so honored to be here with you all. I really don't have a lot to say. I'm more so the behind the scenes person. But I just wanted to let you know that some of what the LOC is about and some of the committees that we have under LOC. So we have Justice or Else, we have Victory Wellness and Nutritional Series LLC, we have United in Peace. And actually, do we have Brother Reg here? If you could stand, Brother Reg, with United in Peace, part of the LLC. Okay. We have Hope Over Hurt with Pastor Wendy. We have the Church of the Lord Jesus Christ with Bishop Oliver. We have Gulf Coast Disaster Team. Brother Apprentice, is he here tonight? Okay. And we also have 21st Century Challenge, and that's Sister Regina Gardner. Is she here? Okay. We have Houston Trade and Commerce, and also we have ARC, Artists Representing the Community. And last, we have Look Into New Horizon with Pastor Tanya Dean. So some of the things that we've done in the community through the LLC, we've helped with Hurricane Harvey. We've fed thousands of people with food drives. We've had game truces. We've had peace rides across Houston. What was that? Back to school drives. We fed the homeless. We've done a little bit of everything. So we are all actually functioning in these ministries, but we are looking to expand. So if anyone is interested in joining at the meeting, you can see myself or Sister Mary or Sister Aisha in the front. And that's pretty much it for me. But before I leave from up here, I just wanted to give a shout out to the Victory Wellness and Nutritional Initiative Series LLC. Sister Mary, could you stand? My parents always taught me never underestimate anybody. So these two sisters, Sister Aisha, if you could wave, absolutely. They are absolutely powerhouses, and I get a lot of my motivation from them. So I just want to give you a little history of what they've been doing with their LLC, which is Victory Wellness and Nutritional Initiative Series LLC. So they've been working for over 22 years in this community. Their goal is to serve the needy throughout the city. So in those 22 years, they have distributed over, y'all ready for this? Over 100,000 sack lunches to various locations. Over 100,000 sack lunches to various locations. So some of the locations they've served are South Lawn Apartments, Missionary Apartment. They've served day labor facilities, homeless camps, private homes, and more. And under here, let's see. They also distribute food boxes to churches. They've gathered school supplies, conducted nutritional workshops. They also participate in the LOC Peace Rides. So that's just one, the works of one of the LLCs, but all of us work throughout the community doing all kind of work. So we all back each other up in this. So I want to bring up Brother K. Reno. Okay. I'm going to let Brother Chris bring up Brother K. Reno. So Brother K. Reno is over ARC, which is Artists Representing the Community, and I'll let him give you a little history of the work that they've been doing in the community. Thank you,
Salam alaikum, family. How y'all doing? My bad, I was back there running my mouth, you know. So, but first thing we're gonna do, if you got love for the Creator, make some noise real quick, man. Make a loud noise. Because what we gotta do, we gotta lift the spirits up. We gotta, like we used to say back in the old school days, Tricky, we gotta get crunk. We went from crunk to lit. Now it's lit, but it means the same thing. So it's a rainy night, and I know sometimes, the weather can dictate our mood. We get down, but we in here together, so we gotta build that energy up and make this thing crunk and lit. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. My name is K Reno. I'm with the South Park Coalition, which is one of the original rap groups out of the city of Houston, Texas, and in the southern region. But also in 2014, spurred off of a meeting that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had with rappers from all around the nation, he directed his student ministers to come back to their respective cities and duplicate that model, which is gathering all the rappers, getting us together and organizing in the community and letting our art be a positive reflection in the community. So Dr. Abdul Halim Muhammad reached out to us and was like, hey, this is what we got to do. So we've been doing our best to follow that assignment. So Artists Respecting Communities is ARC. So we SPC, ARC, NOI, whatever else initials we can come up with. But we're gonna do an entertainment and, like the brother said, edutainment segment for y'all tonight. And we hope y'all enjoy it. And y'all ain't gotta sit there all reserved and, let's get some energy up in this thing, man, because we family, right? And in the spirit of cooperative economics, that's what this is about. A lot of our biggest problems are because we broke and we ain't got no money, and it ain't all about money, but we know that we need the money to get the things done that we need to do. And it ain't all about what we want to do with the money. It's really what we need to be doing with the money. So that's what the theme of tonight is and what it needs to be and what it's going to be. So we're going to get it cracking. We ready, big brother? We ready? Okay. Well, this first, I know artist is such a small word. It's a small word. I like to refer to the artists that I know or that I see, even if I don't know them, that have exceptional talent as just straight up geniuses. Because everybody got a gift, everybody got a talent, but it's some people that Allah he put a little extra seasoning salt on, you know what I'm saying? And so this sister I'm getting ready to bring to the stage, she reflects that in every sense of the word. She is one of the shining stars in and out of the nation. Her social media presence is off the chain. I'm amazed at how it seems like every week she putting up a new video where she's rapping about something that's currently going on in the game. And not only is the content great and dynamic, I scratch my head and how can you even memorize all that fast? Because I can't do that no more. So y'all please welcome, y'all already clapping, man, and making a loud noise for the great sister, Akila Nihanda. Y'all know what it is.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a beautiful introduction. Thank you, Brother K. Reno. I'm going to do a cappella first, and then I'm a signal you like that. So my name is Akila Nihanda, and I have 2 new songs that I'm going to premiere here with y'all. Can I go around? Okay. But I'm going to do it a cappella because it's kind of fast, and, people don't be understanding what I'm saying. We brag different. Y'all climbing corporate ladders where we're building them. Thriving, enterprising, so we all win. When you say black, put some in your chest. You should feel it in your soul. Put some pep in your step because we running it. We on the rise and we funding it. Call our own shots, buying land plots and loving it. And we tight knit. Black love is the vibe. All these happy black husbands with a pretty black wives. Ooh-wee. All gas, no brakes, no muzzle, real power and focus, Black Wall Street hustle. No puppets, no tools, make our own rules, building our own schools. The vision is very tunnel. Cause we minding our black business, this our business, this our business. Cause we minding our black business, this our business, this our business. We speaking up, and we not gonna backtrack or apologize. I'm gonna say that again. We speaking up, we not gonna backtrack or apologize. Always stand straight. Cross them T's, dot them I's. Always stand straight, cross them T's, dot them I's. You couldn't stop this if you tried. It's divine, it's on time. And our biggest backer, the Most High. Because we minding our black business, this our business, this our business. Because we minding our black business, this our business, this our business. Okay, now I'm ready. Can you start it over? All right, it comes in pretty hot. Like Brother K. Reno said, you know, I do my music on Instagram, and so my music is literally usually about 1 minute long. So it comes in straight. All right, let's try to catch it. Come on. Put some in your chest, huh? Put some pep in your step, because we running it. And we funding it. And loving it. Black love is the vibe. All these with a pretty black wides, we no muzzle, real power and focus. Black Wall Street hustle. Make our own rules, building our own schools. The vision is very tunnel. Because we minding our black business, this our business, this our business. Because we minding our black business, this our business. Huh. We taking backtrack or apologize. Cut them ties. It's on time. The Most High, because we're minding our black business, this our business, this our business. Because we're minding our black business, this our business, this our business, yeah. We brag different, huh? We brag different, huh? We brag different, different. Thank you. I hope y'all like those lyrics. Now this next song I made after the Kanye West situation, the Kyrie Irving situation, and how I'm really, really not liking how when we try to progress, somehow other groups want us to apologize for anything we say that has any type of testosterone or any type of bass in our voice. And so I made a song called Y'all Scary. For all the people who have money and have wealth and have influence, but they still feel the need that they have to apologize whenever somebody else tells them to apologize. And that's not what we do. That's not the people in here, that's not what we do. If we believe in something, we're going to stand on it, all right? So you can go ahead. Can you turn it up?
Praise God, bro.
Y'all scary. It's scary how scary you are. Give them props in his face, even a round of applause. Then it's I apologize, I apologize, I apologize. Like a broken record, turn it off. Hip hop got soft, I'm not the first one to bring it up. The culture's on the ground, about time we bring it up. About time we had enough. Cause scary is what scary does. Aquila is what Harriet was. It's underground, but no one's above. Blasted in the club, cut the toxic flows. We're of a royal bloodline, not killers and hoes. And if you mad at that, you only mad because it's time to grow. Get out your comfort zone. What Harriet say? It's time to go. I'm talking high almighty because I serve the most high almighty. And you can never slow me up. It's giving days loaf, try me. And you can never trip me up. It's giving shoelace, tie me. And you can never slow me up. I run it to carry. Hey, you are. Give them props in his face, even a round of applause. Then it's I apologize, I apologize, I apologize. Like a broken record, turn it off. Y'all scary. It's scary how scary you are. Give them props in his face, even a round of applause. Then it's I apologize, I apologize, I apologize. Like a broken record, turn it off. The culture got hijacked, don't you care? There's not a lot of mere ones if I'm aware. Tired of these grown men acting scared. Backtracking won't get you anywhere. Hey, the culture got hijacked. There's not many real ones. Tired of these grown men acting scared. Backtracking won't get you anywhere. This is Dr. Ava. Dr. Ava, listen to her.
A tiny measure of wealth, a tiny measure of privilege to exert influence over our people, to make them accept this unnatural, undesirable, unacceptable condition. You who do that are no longer an asset. You are now a liability because you keep us engaged in an exercise in futility.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So again, I am Akila Nihanda, and I believe in cooperative economics, and I believe in doing it unapologetically. And that's in everything that we do. So if you have a business, if you have a Black business, if you have any type of thing that you want to sell, that you want to promote, do that unapologetically. And we, the people, the real people who are not afraid, and true hip hop to me and this cultural revolution is really about speaking up and speaking your mind. And I believe that old school hip hop, the origin of hip hop is unapologetic. And the origin of hip hop and old school hip hop is we led the culture. We weren't led by the culture. And so that's all I want to promote. And so you all can follow me on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, Akila, Akilah, Nihanda, Nehanda. Thank y'all. Happy Kwanzaa.
Hey, one more time, a little harder than that. I see you, Brother D. All right, look, hey, we're gonna keep it moving. This is UJAMAA, Cooperative Economics. So like everybody was saying, please support the vendors. And hold on, let me do something real quick, hold on. I'm like a mobile vendor. So I keep my stuff in a hustle bag, so this shirt I got on is, your big brother just put out a comic book a few months ago, so I got a few of them on me now, but they limited, first come, first serve basis. What we gonna do now, we gonna introduce this guy. He been in the game a long time, Cliche. He been rapping longer than some of y'all been alive. He done put out like 50-some albums in his career. He been doing it for like 40-some years. And he's still in the game, still getting blessings from Allah, and still being honored to come and spit in front of God's people. So y'all ain't gotta make a lot of noise for him, but just make a little noise for your big brother, me. Let's get it on, man. It's all good. I'll let you know. Check it out. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad laid out what's called an economic blueprint long time ago. And it's beautiful because that principle that he established that seems so small is still so powerful and relevant today if we choose to implement it and put it in effect. We spend so much bread on everything else and everybody else, but we have a hard time breaking bread with people who look like us. So we can get it on, DJ X. Y'all remember this beat? Turn it up a little. I'm gonna tell y'all what we need to do for this economic blueprint. You wanna rise up, go on, put your fives up. We talk about 5 cents a day. Want to rise up, go on, put your 5s up. Listen to the words. Who? 5 cents a day. What time is it? Where we want y'all. Listen. Hey, no cash, so broke it ain't funny, black. Everybody wondering where the money at. Looking to the government, we should be done with that. Cause this economy is dead, it ain't coming back. See, we could be free tomorrow, we just don't know it. Been here for centuries and got nothing to show for it. We chase paper, even hustle on the low for it. Muhammad got a program, we need to go for it. Simple solution to wipe every expense away. All you gotta do is save 5 cents a day. No, I didn't say $5 or 5 20s or 500. I said a nickel or 5 pennies. See, that's all it takes to get this thing cracking. Asking for jobs is played out. That ain't happening. Before the fall of America hit you, invest in your own future. It's a whole nation with you, man. 5 cents a day. What we trying to do? Yeah. What time is it? What we want, y'all? Let me tell you how I go. Listen. Hey, let me break it down to you real sweet. A nickel a day equals 35 cents a week. Multiply that by 52 weeks with nothing spent means in 1 year that's $18.20 per person. So now let's go to the next stage. It's 16 million black folks earning a wage. Multiply that by the 1820 we save. 365 days, 291 million made. A nation established. Hours with everybody paid. Independent, no more begging for financial aid. Owning land with our own resources to trade. And from only 5 cents that foundation was laid. Now everybody got a chance to advance. Legitimate schools, somewhere to live and farmland. Now it's real freedom for the original man. No more knocking on masters' door, sticking out your hand, man. Let's go. What we trying to do? Come on, come on. What we want, y'all? One more time. Hey, you want to rise up? Go on, put your 5s up. Yeah. Again, you want to rise up? Go on, put your 5s up. Hold on, DJ X. Hold on real quick. Pause it for a second, man. Check this out. Shout out to DJ X. This is what I said, man. I said, let me break it down to you real sweet. A nickel a day equals 35 cents a week. Multiply that with 52 weeks with nothing spent. That means in 1 year, that's $18.20 per person. So now let's go to the next stage. It's 16 million black folks earning a wage. Multiply that by the 1820 you saved, 365 days, 291 million made. A nation established, hours with everybody paid, independent, no more begging for financial aid, owning land with our own resources to trade, and from only 5 cents that foundation was laid. Now everybody got a chance to advance, legitimate schools, somewhere to live in farmland. Now it's real freedom for the original man. No more knocking on master's door, sticking out your hand, y'all. Let's get it in, man. Hey, can I merge with the drummers for a second, man? I want y'all to help me out for a second. See, this is how black folks get down. We ain't had no conversations, but watch what we do. And can y'all give me like a yeah, rock that out. We're going to talk about these streets. I think I'm going to do a song I did a while back. It's called It's Real Out Here. Follow me. Keep it going. I said it's real out here, nothing be coming easy. What's the deal out here? People be acting greasy, been a long while since we had a good hot dinner. Chasing money, but that money running fast as a sprinter. It's getting wild in these streets. They say that we crazy, but they the ones building these prisons to lock up our babies. Hard to get ahead when somebody's pressing us back. You invented the ghetto, man, how you expect us to act? He got a pistol on him, plus in his truck a machine gun. Hard to learn to be a man if I never seen one. Daddy locked up, yeah, they sent them people to get him. Now it won't be long till the son is in there with him. No groceries in the house, so we out there prowling. How I'm a concentrating class if my stomach is growling. No strategy, waiting for the problems to pass. Hard to play outside around broken bottles and glass. Listen, it's real out here. Check it. What he say? I said it's real out here. Y'all ain't living this. Y'all ain't feeling what we feel out here. They never have, never will. All these years and we still out here. I said we still out here. I appreciate y'all, man. Get a drummer song. Get a drummer song. All right, now real quick, before I go, I held this final call up earlier. I was out in the front. I saw this. I said, I need to get this. Y'all can see this. It says, hold our dollars, redistribute the pain. And during 10-10-15, redistribute the pain was the campaign. But we got to keep it going. Nothing is going to work when we just do it one time. It got to be a consistent effort. So all these situations where these cats is out here trying to cancel us, like Sister Keela Nihanda was saying, you stand up and speak the truth, and they start trying to snatch away all the stuff that they gave you, that let us know it was never ours. So at the end of the day, matter of fact, at the beginning of the day, we need to establish our own. But if you're not gonna treat us with respect, then we're gonna hit you with something, the only language that you understand, we're gonna hit you in your little wallet. Let's black them out, man. Let's go. This is how you redistribute the pain. Yeah, that's it. No, let's black them out. Let's black them out. We're gonna black them out. We're gonna black them out. There we go. This is how you black them out. Take everything they got. Hey, we blacking them out. We blacking them out. We blacking them out. This is how we do it. Hey, yo. We sleeping outside, but this time we came to ride for the people that died. Hold up, wait, I meant to say for the people they killed. Since you don't want to give us justice, I promise Allah will. And it's on when we set it off. Who gonna stop it? We ain't gonna hit you in the face. We gonna hit you in your pocket. See, as long as these racists keep killing us dead, we gonna drive them clowns out and stop spending our bread. Yeah, nah, homie, we ain't here to tag and stow up. We posted up, making sure none of our people show up. Yeah, we mobbing. Y'all the ones stealing and robbing. We done fed everybody, yeah, we out here starving. They ain't feeding us, they bleeding us, didn't leave one stitch. It never kicked no money back to those who made you rich. We built this thing from the ground up and bled to the fullest, and only thing we ever got back is ropes and bullets. So what we doing to them this year? We blacking them out. Since you think we playing with y'all, we blacking them out. Every city across the nation, we blacking them out. Every major corporation get smacked in the mouth. So what we doing to them this year? We blacking them out. Since you think we playing with y'all, we blacking them out. Every major corporation, we blacking them out. Every city across the nation. Check it. Understand we for real this time. About to hit them up with something they gon' feel this time. All the stores boarded up, the whole scene is clear. You ain't gonna catch us fighting over big screens this year. For our power to show, we got to build it and grow. It's truth time. We ain't lying to our children no more. See, they never respected blacks, so this is what triggered that. Racist store owner saying, man, where all the niggas at? Cops killing off the black and the brown. Same companies we spending with, they backing these clowns. So until feel they respect what we bring to the table. We gon' cut them off faster than unpaid cable. No Target, no Macy's, Foot Locker, IKEA, no Toys R Us, Best Buy, or Walmart either. No Gucci, no Louis, no shoes and socks, not even them cheap tacos out of Jack in the Box. So what we doing to them this year? Since you think we playing with y'all, every major corporation, every city across the nation. So what we doing to them this year? Since you think we playing with y'all, every major corporation, every city across the nation. Yeah, hold on, DJ X. We blacking them out. Blacking them out means that we just gonna keep our bread. We live in this black community and we go to the corner store every day. And ain't nobody look like us working behind the counter or owning the place. But meanwhile, they done made millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and put their children through college, built up their whole, set themselves up for generations and generations. And we around here struggling. So we gotta black them out. I heard my brother Derek Muhammad say a long time ago, if you got a brother or a sister that got a business, if they business is way across town and whatever they selling costs a little bit more than how you could have got it from somebody else that's a little closer, still go out there and support your brother, your sister, and spend that little extra. Because we don't mind doing it for anybody else. So we're gonna go into the next phase of the program, y'all, which is gonna be this panel discussion where we'll get to interact with y'all at some point and lay out some solutions. Because we well familiar with the problems, right or wrong. It's time to start figuring out how we're gonna fix this stuff. So the first step is throughout the program or whenever it's over with, support everybody that got something going on, man. Last thing I'm gonna say, a lot of times you see all these people out there that's making these tennis shoes and purses and clothing items, and they selling it $200, $300, $400, $500,000, and the material that they use to make it, it don't take them maybe $7, $8 or less to put together some of this stuff that they marking these prices up. When you got brothers and sisters who put together way better quality merchandise, and they don't even ask for as much. And we won't support. We got to fix that, man. So give yourself a round of applause, man. Yeah. Brother Chris. I'll turn it over to my brother Chris, man.
Woo! Boy. Man, I think I feel about 15 years younger. Okay, between Sister Nakila and Brother, whew, Lord. All right, so at this time, we're going to bring up Brother Sankofa. He's going to lead us into the next portion of our program. Poetry.
Hotep, y'all, how y'all doing? Nah, how y'all doing? Well, before I get started, I gotta ask one thing. I know there's an elder here. I see several. Permission to speak. Granted, thank you. I appreciate that. That's old school. Even though I'm someone elder here, I recognize my elders here. It's been a long time coming. Days in and days out, I keep on wondering, when are we gonna come together? You see, it's cold how comedians were taught to hate each other in our tribe. Truthfully, it was well over 10 years since I last talked to one of my brothers of blood, bones, and sweat. Yet I speak to thee to that some of these words of mine flex your mind. You see, my time from birth on this earth have shown me some things. Allow me to give you a bit while we still getting tossed and turned and bit on ghetto lines. You see, my poems, they got to be strong, not unlike the din on the mental set in place long ago by Willie Lynch. Ism letter was a lie. Now it's time to rise like the first resurrected Christ. Proper name is Asa. They say Osiris, his sister and wife, gave birth to a son named Haru. Haru's mother's name is Aset. The Greeks say Isis, in case you didn't or you don't know. I speak about those who rose from the east, so when I step to any mic to speak, it's got to be deep, like the depths of that tsunami. For one moment, please listen and follow, which brings me to another topic. Let me ask you, is it possible that tsunami, they blame it on Mother Nature? It was an underground rocket, atomic bomb. Test your mind, check, boom. That's how the matrix of the Illuminati's flex. I come to learn and witness there's only 300 powerful men ruling the world. I got 5 on it. Now place your bet and rise and come and witness the peace. See, if you get up early enough in the morning, you sit, you wait, you watch the sun shall rise and come from where? The east. Is that not prophecy? I makes no claims to being a prophet. But this one, I got it down to a T. Dotted my eyes. Now take your time slowly before you think and blink, because see, by the time the ink dries to the paper, which equals flow, now you know I'm sitting with those memories, reciting lines, sipping on hot cocoa and eating toast. From my seat, I'm gonna rise. My favorite hero is El Haj Malik El Shabazz. To the United States, he was considered a threat. One day they're gonna regret. Brothers like Mumia Abu Jamal, we should never forget. Look, my anger will never again be suppressed or compressed. I'm gonna tell this story like it is, from the north back to the west. Be Wazungu, meaning whitey. No, you do not want to test. Look, we may die, multiply. See, I'm from that same tribe over yonder, and I'm endeavoring to be that serious comedian. I'm proud of my heritage, bro. Remember, we were forced to live in these KKKs of the Americas. I'm telling you, a moment ago, I referred Osiris as the first resurrected Christ. Listen up, peeps. The word Christ comes from the Greek word Christos, spelled K to the R-I-S-T-O-S, meaning we gotta rise. We gotta rise. We must rise. It's been a long time coming, Black brothers and sisters. Having lived overseas, out of this country for 15 years, our people over in Australia, the native people there make up 1 to 2% of the total population, but yet they make up 26.8% of the prison population. Something has to change, and we must connect on a global scale. Rise. Also, thank you. I'm the owner of Black Power Clothing. Started, mind you, in Sydney, Australia in '94. Trademark Ghana, New Zealand, US here, and we're going to work on South Africa next. Our clothing is in the back, and then you also have Keela Co-Creation, who does all of the paintings back there as well. Asante.
Great, brother. Thank you, brother Sankofa. Let's give another round of applause. So, last but not least, one of our favorite sisters of all time. And here she comes, Sister Magnificent.
Greetings. Can you hear? So the poem I'm going to recite is entitled Embrace Silence, but I have to do my intro first. Are you ready? I am magnificent. That's my stage name. Who dares to question my position? I was born a female child bearing the art of persuasion. There is nothing in the universe that I can't command anytime, anywhere, on any day. I am breath, the very air that you breathe. And if you want to understand life, you must come and consult with me. I'm closer to you than any want, desire, or need. And if you can't feel that, then you can't feel me. I was authorized by God to be raised with all power in my hands. And when I became of age, he whispered in my ear, magnificent, let us make man. I cover myself from head to toe out of respect for nature. And I really cover myself to help the Black man to control his imagination, because there's no way he could behold me in raw form and maintain his discipline without hesitation, because I am a reflection of his strength. Who dares to question my weaknesses? I have none. My strength is more powerful than the radiance of the sun. Wherever I walk, my feet exalt the ground. It was my presence in triple darkness, making motion, creating sound, which translated into the uniqueness of my voice. Mesmerizing gives a tone. And when you come in my presence, bow and bring me greetings from your soul. I am magnificent. Are you ready? Are you ready? The world can be so beautiful without sound. The sound of nagging and complaining about things that really doesn't matter. Pain is an illusion, a divine mechanism for maturity, only if you seek his pleasure for security. Respect silence, embrace silence, become one with silence. Have you ever heard the classical music of the sun, that she perfects every nuance before she reaches her zenith? If you're always talking, you never hear it. Embrace silence. Have you ever heard the shivering march of the ants as they so militantly make straight their line? They shake the whole earth only after the queen yells, "Mark time." Maybe, just maybe, you'll hear it next time. Embrace silence. The trees, she stands as tall as giants, but her height is not frightening only because she respects the sound of silence. She only laughs out loud when the wind comes in. He tickles her branches. He sways her from side to side, and she laughs out loud only because he's tickling her branches. But other than that, she respects the sound of silence. Embrace silence. The hummingbird, count how many times she flaps her wings in 60 seconds without saying a thing. It was once said that it was impossible for her to fly because of such small wings, but she makes music as she flaps her wings in 60 seconds without saying a thing. Embrace silence. Have you ever seen a vibrant orange sunset? She sings a cappella as she exits stage west. If you missed it yesterday, don't worry, because she's under the spotlight every day between 5 and 6:30. Embrace silence. The stargazer lily, the most beautiful of all flowers. She starts off as a bud, but at night she opens up and she screams out loud to tell her story. Such a painful story. In the morning, you can admire her colors. Such a magnificent cover. But have you ever heard her scream out loud at night as she opens up to tell such a painful story? Embrace silence. The human being, the most divine of all creation. The affairs of the heart is so simplistic, but the English language is so complex that it does not justify its expression. So next time someone is talking, listen to what they're not saying. Become one with the body language. Then and only then can you understand His Majesty's spiritual language. Respect silence. Embrace silence. Become one with silence. The world can be so beautiful without sound. Thank you.
Boy, that was excellent. Let's give another round of applause for our sister. So, one of the good things about poetry that I didn't know until I got a little older, I'm not that old right now, y'all, but I learned to be able to embrace certain concepts. And one of the things Sister just told me, the next time I get into an argument with one of my daughters who know how to get under my skin, I will embrace silence. And I will think of you. So real quickly, we're going to set up the chairs. We're going to move into the next portion of our program, which will be the panel discussion that I know we all came for, right? Because it's cooperative economics. We're all ready for that. So if the panelists will take a quick minute, if the panelists will come forward, and we'll set up the chairs quickly. And we'll go ahead and restart the program in about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Thank you. Can we curve them out a little bit? Make it a little concave. That way. No. My God. Brother Chad. Brother Chad. No, have him on. Thank you, thank you. Some beautiful drumming, correct? So as we move into the panel discussion of our program, I would like to quickly acknowledge City Councilwoman Annetta Murray. You're not leaving, are you? Okay, excellent. Okay, so let's go on and dive right into this thing, cooperative economics. That's the spirit that we come in here tonight, correct? So, first question I have for the panel, in no particular order, I'd like to know, what does cooperative economics mean to you as it relates to your individual profession or line of work? And so we're going to start off, well, first of all, I'm going to have the panelists introduce themselves. Let's start off with that and give a little quick rundown of what they do and what they're going to speak about tonight. So you want to go left to right? Okay, we'll start off.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Brother Apprentice X, and I'm LOC, currently Chief Officer of the Gulf Coast Disaster Team.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you. My name is Brother Casey. A native, I would say I'm a native now to Houston, but I'm originally from Mississippi. But I've been here about, I guess, 11 years now. So I'm starting to call myself a native to Houston because I do feel like I'm at home. But I am an ambassador for the Economic Blueprint, and that's what we'll be talking about tonight. And that's all I have for now. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Chad Muhammad from Houston, Texas. I am the owner of Universal Realty and Management. For the last 10 years, I've helped multiple people across Texas and beyond Texas buy, sell, and lease real estate. So I'm going to speak on that tonight.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Kelly McMillan. And I work in my day job, because we all have multiple things we do, right? So in my day job, I work for a software company. I'm responsible for our relationship management with various vendors. So I work in tech. And so in the spirit of Sankofa, because I literally fell into tech, which we'll talk a little bit more about today, I founded an organization, Exposure, to literally do that and help people without backgrounds in technology and telecommunications be intentional about getting into this space.
Assalamu alaikum. How you doing? What's up? Black Power. My name is Reginald Gordon. They call me OG1. I'm here. I'm going to be loud, and I want everybody to hear me. I run a program in the city of Houston called Operation Outreach, OG1. I'm a part of the street soldiers of the cities that we have to come together to build an army to defend what we say we want to keep. We can't keep nothing if we don't build an army. So my job on the streets, working with our young soldiers, is Operation Outreach, going from the schools to the jails to our communities. So that's who I am, OG1. Thank you.
Peace, family. K Reno. I already told y'all who I was. But you can follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's The Real K Reno. I just started a podcast called the Underground Dialogue Podcast. So y'all be sure to go on YouTube and check us out. And that's it.
How's everybody doing? My name is George. I'm an 8th grade middle school teacher in Royal ISD. It's in Brookshire. This is my 7th year teaching. I used to teach at Drew Academy in Aldine, which is in Acres Homes. What I do is I started gardening club when I was at Drew, and we're continuing that at Royal. So I teach kids after school how to grow their own food and the importance of that. On top of other extra curricular activities that we do after school, that we don't get paid for, but it's important for the kids to know a lot of different skills that we do.
All right, thank you very much, panelists. Oh, last but not least, brother, please pass the mic to my brother.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Brother Jeremy X. I'm here to represent some science and technology. I work in a natural gas company in downtown Houston, and that's about it.
All right. Now that we've introduced everybody, we're going to go quickly into this first question. So, in the spirit of cooperative economics, and cooperative economics, I think we can loosely define or maybe actually define as a community with a common shared interest, working together to be able to provide the necessary items for our intended people or with an intended outcome to survive. Correct? Can we agree on that? Okay. So knowing that, I'm going to direct this first question at Brother Chad. Knowing what we look for in cooperative economics, how can your field of expertise tie into that theme to produce that outcome?
Thank you. I'm gonna start with a quote from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said, "Land ownership is the basis of independence." I'm gonna say that one more time. Land ownership is the basis of independence. That means all of our independence in this room is directly tied to us owning land. So to me, that's the epitome of cooperative economics. Now, what I know about land ownership, it's not necessarily hard to get if we pool our resources monetarily, but it's not easy to develop. It's not easy to maintain. So that's where we would need everybody's expertise. You may know how to farm. You know, when you get the land, you might have, you know, somebody needs to clear the land. Somebody needs to grade the land. You're gonna need multiple people and multiple facets of, I just say, knowledge to maintain it. So, yeah, that's what I say.
10-4,
Yes,
roger that. So, land.
Yes, sir.
We need land to build, and
Need
we're
land.
using land as a method to jumpstart production of resources,
Right.
materials that we need to move forward,
Right.
shelter, food, clothing, agriculture, those things.
Right.
So let's extract from that the idea of the land can provide, meaning with agriculture.
Right.
So I'm going to direct this question at Brother Jorge. Brother Jorge, knowing that you have an expertise, you do a wonderful thing of teaching young children how to farm. This is after school, and I'm sure you don't get a lot of help or praise or money for it. I'm sure you do it out of love, which, as I've talked to you, that's the kind of brother I see you are. So with that, how does your area of expertise tie into the notion of cooperative economics?
Well, first of all, there is very little help, very little interest from other teachers, from staff, but the kids, they enjoy it, they love it. So I'm gonna tell you a story. When COVID first hit, so we had everything, we had this huge garden, everything was growing, COVID hit, we shut everything down. And during that summer, after school ended and we were sitting at home, not knowing what was gonna happen, I had students who were in that garden club email me, "Hey, Mr. E, I started growing some potatoes in a bucket like you taught me. Didn't need a whole bunch of land, didn't need a whole lot of resources. Hey, Mr. E, I started growing some carrots. I started growing some this. I started growing this. I started growing that, just like you were doing in garden club." So the impact you do see the impact of the kids. So translate that to economic, cooperative economic. If we have more kids showing their parents and more people in the house, in different households, growing different things, you start building a neighborhood. Hey, you grow this, you grow this, you grow that. You don't have to grow everything. You don't need acreage of land. You just need a couple of garden beds or a few buckets, like my student did. And then you start getting to to what we used to do way back in the day. We start a barter. Hey, I got some potatoes. Can we exchange it for this? And then, so you start building a sense of community. You start spending less money at the grocery store, especially when you don't know what they put in their food.
Correct.
You know, a lot of times they don't want us to grow our own and sell to each other because, oh, you know, the FDA needs to go in and make sure that it's safe and this, but y'all putting poison in it. So we're not gonna do any worse than what y'all doing. But if we can get to that point where the kids are going home teaching their parents how to do this, then they're gonna depend less on the big corporations. So when something like COVID hit, grocery stores were ransacked of just about everything except vitamins. So that's where, you know, this comes in. That's the importance of it.
Thank you. And so, just real quick to wrap up one of the items that you said, which is I believe is a form of a cooperative. The children were growing different vegetables, but they were interchanging or exchanging, let's say, a tomato for a cucumber. Now they both have tomatoes and cucumbers.
Now, we didn't get to that point yet, but it's a start. You know,
it's a start.
It's
Okay.
a start. Those kids starting to grow on their own, and once they get really good at it, you know, then, you know, we can start interchanging different things amongst each
gotcha.
other. And that's for everybody here. You know, if you find a neighbor, you know, say, hey, let's team up. You know, you grow this, I grow this, and then we'll share.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So now that we've got the land, we got a place to eat. I'm assuming, not assuming, but I know brother will also build us a place to stay. Now we see some people off in the distance. Because it don't matter if you build it if you can't what? Can't secure it. So brother, tell me, how does that play? How does your area of expertise play into the notion of cooperative economics?
First of all, thanks for that question, because I understand that until we build safe communities, nobody's going to spend money in a community that's not safe. So therefore, money is leaving our community and not coming to us because we haven't built an army to protect what we have. Until we support brothers like me that's on the ground, that know the people on the street, that can protect the community, then people will be comfortable to come to our community to spend their money. So it's no secret that people spend money where they're comfortable at. And until we get to that point to where we can support each other and brothers that's out there to protect the community, that's willing to put their life on the line, that loves black people to protect the community, protect the children, so we can feel safe to spend money with one another. So again, business means nothing if we can't protect what we have.
True. So now we have physical security. We have that concept down. Now, before we move too far along in the science and technology, what happens if a hurricane hits? What happens if there's a natural disaster? Because as we know, God, or Allah, or whatever name you use for the creator, he doesn't let you have it easy. You have to earn it. So if something happens, brother, how will we be able to cooperatively, in an economic fashion, use your expertise? Or should I come back to you?
No, sir, I'm good, bro. There's really no blueprint. Basically, you got to know what you have. Look at the people. Know what the people need, and basically communicate. You know, you're probably going to need radio, flashlights, the whole basics or whatnot, and learn how to read the weather without looking at the Weather Channel. You know, learn what a tornado warning versus a tornado watch. You know,
Yes,
you
sir.
can look up in the cloud and see, oh man, it's about a tornado's about to get ahead. So look at nature, look at the birds. The birds start getting together, you know, the world's gonna change. So I watch a lot of Animal Planet, so it has nothing to do with being a firefighter, bro.
Yes, sir. Okay, so now we're protected. We have security. We have gardening, farming, or a method of feeding ourselves. We have the land. We have the resources, the minimal wealth, and the homes. We have that natural protection from brother. Now, we want to get a little bit more advanced. But before we get advanced, we want to tell everybody about it. Before we go too far down the road, we got to let the people know what we're doing. Brother, with your area of expertise, what can that do to help us with the idea of collective economics?
Well, doing what I do, in music, we like the reporters in the streets. So
praise
the
be to
first
Allah.
thing that we do as artists, we try to educate ourselves on what needs to be talked about. Anything that anybody that's labeled as a conscious rapper or a conscious artist, anything that they ever speak about, they had to learn it at some point. They had to undergo some type of course of study. So I can't rap about the economic blueprint if I hadn't learned about that through the teachings or somebody else was speaking on it here and there. So it's our job to learn about it. Then, as Sister Akila said earlier, not be scared to relay it, not be scared to put it on a record, even if it means, hey, well, this might not be the hot single that everybody is gonna be dancing to in the club, but the information will get you further than that hot single that's only gonna be hot for the summer. So our job is to educate ourselves as artists and then incorporate that knowledge into our music and then get it out to our people the best way that we can.
Right. So let me ask you a quick follow-up question. In your position, with your ability, are you able to make, or not able, I know you're able, let me rephrase that. You allow the young child who's growing up, who has a proclivity toward math, science, technology, but you're letting them know, look, man, that's really cool to be who you are because you're really helping our nation. And that is a very important thing. So knowing that you're able to deliver that message and make Black excellence something that's normalized, not just for some simp or a few weak people. Now we come back to the science and technology. Gives us what now that brother K. Reno has brought them to you. What is your field going to? How can your field help further that idea of cooperative economics? And then I'll come to Brother Jeremy next.
So I'll ask for everyone to do a quick exercise. If you have a cellular phone, can you put it up? A cell phone, smart device, watch, camera, anything digital, right? That you can put your phones down. That's what we do. Tech is going to make sure that we're able to help disseminate that information to our community. It's also going to help us aggregate the data to understand how many hurricanes are coming at one different time, what real estate is hottest at this time, and when I say hottest, I mean at the lowest, so that we can buy at the prime time. Understand who our community is that's protecting us. Even technology has places and things that help us understand how long it's going to take us to get food from the farm to our table without spoiling, or if it spoils, right? Good technology helps you understand what refrigeration is needed, when your crops are going to grow, when to put seeds into the ground. So technology helps us to aggregate all of these things to help us build a community if we utilize it properly. And it's going to help us get that message out. I follow Sister Akila on Instagram, along with a ton of other people, and I know we all have social media pages, and that's what's going to help us if we utilize it properly. So that means that we need to be on the other side of it too, not just users, but we need to understand what it takes to build out those different apps, so we can build our own apps, right? Do we always want to dial into HPD to figure out what's going on? No. You need an app so we know who's on what corner at what time and if it's safe, right? We need an app to know when the food is available once your students start to disseminate and share that information and build their cooperative. We need an app to do that. And so one of the things that I want to dispel while I'm sitting on this panel is a lot of people think that to get into technology, you have to have multiple degrees and multiple in science and technology, which are all great. Education is very important. However, outside of coding, we need lawyers, we need analysts, we need marketers, and who better marketing than what we do and how many businesses that we built, especially on social media during the COVID and a pandemic environment. So we need all of these people to build out technology firms and to keep them going, and then to go ourselves and create something for ourselves, right? right? For us, by us. And so then that's what I did on the other side of this. So in my day job, I help to do the things with technology. And the other side, I help to bring people into technology to understand that it's more than just coding, and it's actually a lot easier than we think.
Yes, ma'am. Excellent, excellent. Brother Jeremy, can you add to that?
I'm Lagum. Well, here we go. Thank you. Well, she basically said everything. She hit every aspect of it. I mean, the education, the applications, the database, those types of things. I have no idea, actually. I'm sorry. Yes, sir. All right.
Yes, sir. Okay. Sister, that was an excellent answer. So now we have the technology. Now let's try to tie this thing together a little bit. So one of the themes that I'm sure everybody on this panel has heard is you've heard it mentioned here, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard this, is the economic blueprint. So with the economic blueprint, it is an overlay as a way to tie all these different various components together into one I guess data bank is not the correct word. One ecosystem, thank you, brother. That's the better way to put it, to one ecosystem so that we can operate collectively. The idea with Kwanzaa, Nation of Islam, any organization that you find is always unity. And there has to be an overriding ecosystem, a programming, if you will, to make this thing run efficiently. And one of the ways that the Nation of Islam, under the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has asked for us to use is the economic blueprint. So one of the things the economic blueprint, and I'm just going to read a quote, and this is actually from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. What it will do is it will create the perfect representation of an economy, meaning that it will perform perfect management, thrift, and skill of avoiding waste. And it will be one of the most efficient ways of distributing wealth, which I think is very important, meaning everybody's treated equally. So with that, Brother Casey is a man who's spent a lot of time working on that concept. Tell me how this ties into cooperative economics.
Assalamu alaikum. Everything that was mentioned is very important to our survival. And I think that at some point as a people, we have to understand that we don't really have a choice if we're going to survive. I think that's where we kind of miss the mark, is many of us think we have time to make the changes that we need to make in order for our survival. And if you really look at, we call him our open enemy, the Caucasian, and because he has a track record of being in opposition to our rise as a people. If you look at how fast they move, even right now with the vaccine rollouts, with everything they're doing to depopulate the planet, they're moving at an aggressive speed because they have their survival at the forefront of their mind. And I think for us to be on the opposite end of the spectrum and us not have that same sense of urgency for our survival, I think that's where we're missing the mark. Everything else that we're talking about is very important, but if we're not moving with a sense of urgency, then as our brother Abdul Alim requested of us to come back a year from now with some results and action items that we've actually checked off. We'll come back next year during Kwanzaa and we'll be doing another panel discussion, but we won't have anything that we have accomplished. And I think Black people in general are fed up and they want to see change, but the organization of us who are dissatisfied and who know what needs to be done, I think that's where we're missing the mark at. So how it ties in is that each of us has to see each other's importance inside of our own survival. That means we have to cooperate. We say cooperative economics, but if we can't sit down in a room together and develop a plan and put our egos to the side, if we can't say, my brother here knows more about the grocery business, let's let him lead and we'll support him. He may be the face of the company, but if we're all generating millions of dollars and providing jobs, who gives a damn who has the praise or who gets the on the front page of the newspaper? And I think when you look at what's happening in our country right now with us as a people, we're going after the praise, we're going after who's the man, and everybody want to be the damn boss. Everybody chasing the bag, but nobody wants to come together and say, you know what? My brother has a great idea. Let me put $10,000 behind his idea. If it works, we make money. If it don't work, it don't work. That's what the attorneys are for. That's what agreements are for. But when are we going to get behind one another like that? Instead of just saying, oh, that's good, brother. All praise due to Allah. Yeah, but would it come down to putting some money together and us making a dream into a reality? That's what we have to do. We have to do what it takes. And, you know, you look at Silicon Valley right now, my brothers and sisters can attest, they burn millions of dollars on one idea. And they call it a burn rate. And they may calculate a $10 million loss for the next 5 years until they earn a profit. Where is our level of risk tolerance where we just want to, you know what, we need a grocery store in Third Ward. Let's just come together. The same group of people right here. Let's come together. Let's put a grocery store in Third Ward this year or next year for that matter. It just takes us to get behind one idea, put our egos to the side. Whoever has the most experience, let them be the foreperson, the person in the forefront, and let's put some money behind them and let's organize and build a grocery store. And I doubt we'll have a burn rate of $10 million a year, you know, but we have to think bigger, brothers and sisters. And that's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad represents. We haven't seen any black man ever to think as big as the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and his student, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So he teaches us to think and do for the whole. And if we keep thinking as individuals, we're not going to go far. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said if we want to do anything great, we have to come together, put our differences to the side, and come together to do something great. But if we want to just get something done as an individual, we'll just keep doing what we're doing for the next 400 years. And we'll have the first black so-and-so, the next black so-and-so. You know, we got, I don't know how many black mayors, and it's just ridiculous. But when you look at our condition in the hood, we're raggedy. Come on. The rats and the roaches. The poverty. I mean, it's just, I mean, you go in any country in America, you'll see, you go, everybody know what a hood is. Just go in that area and you'll see our brothers and sisters in the same condition all over the country. So at some point, we got to quit talking. So tonight, what we want to do is focus on how we're going to implement a plan so that next year, we're going to have something that we can point to. Something tangible. Everybody with that? I hope I'm not bringing down the energy, but it's just about having a sense of urgency, and that we got women and children that are dependent on us, black men, whatever you call yourself, gangster disciple, vice lord, Democrat, Christian, it don't matter. We all black catching hell under this white man's rule. Am I right or wrong, black men? Any black men in here? Are we not catching hell under the same white man? So it's on us to lead the charge, put aside our egos, and let's put some money together. Let's put a grocery store in Third Ward. Let's create some jobs. Let's buy some land. My brother can get access to the deals. Let's get some land. Let's start controlling the means of production so that when we have another COVID-19 shut-in or whatever the case may be, we got food in warehouses that we can get out to our people instead of depending on HEB, which stands for here everything better, but we know there everything ain't better. Am I right or wrong? So it's time for some control. We got enough billionaires, millionaires, and whatever you want to call us. We're just rich niggas in positions, but we don't have any power to control our own destiny. And that's what my sister talked about earlier. Brother got $40 million contracts, millions of dollars in the bank, but got to apologize to another group of people for speaking the truth. I don't have millions of dollars in the bank, but if I can stand on my truth with what I have, I mean, I don't understand how you can have $40 million in the bank and not be able to speak your mind as a black man. Am I making sense? So somebody controls our economy, and that's what Minister Farrakhan wants us to break away from. So it's about courage today. We got to have enough courage, and as the minister says, testicular fortitude to look that white man in the face and say, the hell with you. It's about what I want for myself and my people, and be willing to die on that. Now, if we're not willing to die on something, then we really playing around. And I'm talking to the black man right now. Excuse me, sisters. But we got to be willing to die for our future. And until we're ready to die for something, we're going to continue in this condition for the next 400 years. So the economic blueprint is about us coming together. It's twofold. One side of the program is for us to create our own bank, our own treasury, our own banking system that is independent of the US government. It takes 5 cents a day from at least 16 million wage earners to put into a national treasury that we control. And with this money, we're going to purchase the basis of independence, as my brother said, the means of production, which is farmland. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that farmland is the engine of our national life. And if you got a car outside and you get ready to go home and somebody stole your engine, how many of you all think you'll make it home? So Honorable Elijah Muhammad is telling us that we can't go anywhere without the engine called land. We have to buy land first. So the 5 cents a day from 16 million wage earners minimum goes into a national treasury, and we're going to use that money to buy farmland and start creating jobs. The other side of the economic blueprint is when at least 6 to 8 of us come together and get behind one idea. As we talked about earlier, if my brother has experience in the grocery business, 6 to 8 of us need to come together, get behind him, and let's open up a grocery store, a bakery, or whatever we got to do. But we got to get behind one person and one idea and let that person delegate. The task that they don't know how to do, they'll delegate it to those who do know how. But that's how we're going to be successful. If you see how well an airport runs, and you see how chaotic an airport is, everybody got to go somewhere, but everybody is playing a role in that airport to make sure everybody gets where they have to go on time. That's what we have to do on a small level. And once we do that on a small level, we can reproduce that or duplicate that on a larger scale. But this is what we have to do, brothers and sisters. So the economic blueprint is essentially us coming together, cooperating, pooling our resources and our knowledge and our skills to build a better tomorrow. How many of y'all are with that? Well, so I'm gonna get off the mic, but that's essentially what the economic blueprint is. Thank you. I'll leave you as I came before you with the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Everybody heard that, did they? Hello? Okay. Thank you, Brother Case. So now that was a very good, descriptive, and in-depth. I thought it was a very good explanation of what the economic blueprint was all about, because it came back and it tied into everything the panelists had previously said. So now that we have that, I'd like to get each panelist real quickly to give me a goal. We black folk, we're real good at talking theory. We're a little bit short on coming up with some concrete action steps. That's where we tend to lose it, because we we have some of the best preachers the world knows, and the follow through is poor. So what we want to do is we want to. I'll just go. Let me see. Let me start with Brother Jorge. Brother Jorge, knowing, from what we've heard and from what you know, drawing on your faith, your strength, your knowledge, and what you've heard tonight, can you give us, in your words or perspective, a goal to shoot for from your area of expertise, whether it be education or with farming or both, where you would like to see us accomplish for the next Kwanzaa in 2023?
Okay. Hello. So prior to COVID, when I was at Drew, we would have these events, and Sister Cliche can attest, and others would come out like on a Saturday, and sometimes we would have 40, 50 people show up. One or two staff members. Now that principal was there all the time. That principal was very supportive, but we would have maybe one or two staff members, about 20 students, and their parents, other members of the community that would come out. So my goal is to recreate that at the new middle school that I'm at, and have a lot of y'all come in and learn how to grow the food and support the school at the same time, because I just reestablished a garden there. They had nothing. It was completely bare. So I did get a lot of support from this staff. This staff seems to be a whole lot more supportive. This principal is very supportive. But when we do have these events, I had a few beginning of the year, and only had maybe about 20 people show up, and most of them were students and staff. So my goal is to have 100 people show up and learn a little something to take home and teach somebody else what they learned to garden at home, to be able to start that community chain of sharing with their neighbor.
Yes, sir. So before you give up the mic, I have a question for you. So it's something that we could do tonight, tomorrow. I know a little bit about hydroponics or aquaponics. Not hydroponics, excuse me, aquaponics. Hydroponics was 30 years ago. So aquaponics, and those those devices where they're at home gardening, where you put in the little soil capsule, and there's what's the term for that, brother? What's the name for it? I know there's an actual name, but it's a home garden, and it's a form of aquaponics, but it's like a tabletop version where you can grow tomatoes or herbs or whatever. So have you ever dealt with any of those?
So I built an aquaponics tank in my school last year, very basic.
Really?
You had the pods at the top, you had the fish tank at the bottom.
Really?
And then this year I built one where you actually have a grow bed on the top, and you have the water pump pumping the water, bell siphon. Once it fills up to a certain point, it drains all the water down, because the roots can't be submerged in the water full time. But there's a lot more that goes into that. There's different fish that you have to. So that's part of what I'm teaching the kids, because at the end of last year, when we did finally restart the gardening club, we did have that aquaponics tank, and the kids did learn that aspect of it, which is something that they can do. A lot of people have fish tanks, small fish tanks at home. All you have to do is add a couple of pods to the top in some foam board, let them float, and you could grow certain things. You can't grow everything, but that's a good start, and it's a good way to save space, because you already have the tank there.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'll break it down. A lot of what I'm teaching the kids in gardening club, we got to start with the soil. Soil is not cheap. It's actually very, very expensive to get very good soil. So the first thing that I do when we set up a garden is compost bin.
Mhm.
There's different ways you could do that. You could do an outdoor one, a big one. You just need 7 pallets, three levels, or you could start in a bin. You could do one at home. Just get a bin, $6-7 bin from wherever you get your bins from. Order some composting worms, put some soil on there to start them off, and then start throwing your table scraps. But even that, you have to learn what you could put and what you cannot put in there. And you could use that.
Not too much citrus or anything like
right.
that. Yeah.
And you could use that to start your soil for your seedlings. The other thing that you could do, they sell machines that will compost everything for you, but it's not really necessary. The other thing that we're teaching them is, how to start from seeds, where to get seeds, because not every seed packet that you see at the store is going to be good. Now, I've learned that from experience. And then once you do get a crop that produces really good seeds, how to take the seeds from there so you never have to buy seeds ever again. And so that's going into it. The aquaponics goes into it. Rain gardens. A lot of people have issues with flooding. And so rain gardens help control flood without actually having put in any drains, and it's the natural way. We're also going over rain barrels, how to get the water from, when it rains and purify that so you can use it. So it's a lot of, it's not just here, this is how you grow. It's a lot that goes into it, and it's a lot that, that we're teaching the kids. That's
Right.
part of my gardening club.
Right. Excellent. So that's and I just want to tell everybody in the audience that what brother spoke of is very true. I'm an insurance adjuster, and at one time I'm in real estate, but I also have do insurance adjusting. And at one time in the Houston area, you didn't have to worry about a flood because we had something called prairie grass. You had a square foot of prairie grass, you can throw a whole pool of water out there and it would soak it right up. But now we have all this concrete and we do things around our house that the landscaping isn't done in the correct way to our geography. Boom, there you go with floods. But thank you for that answer, brother. Now, Brother K. Reno, coming to you. How can we tie this whole thing into the economic blueprint? And I'd like to mention that you have a very prolific YouTube channel. More people should watch it. Now, I don't get a chance to watch it as much as I like, but I'd like to put that out there because I want people to know that even though you're an excellent content in the music industry, but you're also a very good content creator. And so I don't look at you just as someone who, okay, well, the brother just got a slamming song. When I look at you as a person who really is on his way and who already is in my mind, but is going further down the line of becoming an actual communicator in form of mass communications, because this YouTube channel is just one step to the next one. Also, if you get a chance, get Brother George on your show. Okay, I missed it. Get Brother George and maybe help, Brother George, get your own channel, because that gardening is something effective. Because I would like to know more about the aquaponics and whatnot. But what I'm saying is, I want you to tie that in to what Brother Case was saying as far as the economic blueprint and how that ties in and a goal you would like to see from your perspective that we should hit by Kwanzaa 2023.
Well, in my view, like what Brother Casey was breaking down and saying is like, how can we not be sitting here this time next year still talking about what we gonna do? I think that starts with us teaching our young people the things that we never learned.
Yes, sir.
Because I didn't know nothing about no agriculture when I was in school, and I didn't go to college, but I went all the way up to graduation of high school. I didn't learn nothing about no financial literacy and how to handle money and what to do with it, and didn't know none of that. Figured all that out, still figuring it out. Taking wins and losses. So the key is to teach our young people what we've been blessed to learn and still trying to learn. So they're gonna take it and run with it. They're gonna take it and run with it once they start getting it earlier. I don't know if this is an actual scientific fact, but I heard somebody say years and years ago that at an early age is when the child is most receptive to just take in information.
That's true.
And apply it.
That's true.
The older you get, that's why I
That's
say,
true.
well, you can't, it's hard to learn a new language as you get older. It's like, yeah, you know, I want to learn Spanish, but I'm lazy. My mind won't let me get down. So we got to teach our young people early on, and they'll take the information, and before you know it, you'll see that progress, because everybody can't be a rapper. Everybody ain't gonna make it to the NBA, everybody ain't gonna make it to the NFL. So we got to start recognizing the gifts in our youth, and then that way they can say, okay, oh man, I ain't know Junior could do that. Oh, I ain't know she could do that. And then you start cultivating it and urging it on, and before you know it, you got a generation of farmers and scientists and things of that nature. So it starts with the young people. We got to put it in their heads, see if they're interested in, like Brother George do. The children get excited about something that they have never experienced before. Because we get older, sometimes we get excited about stuff. We're like, man, I ain't know that. So it starts with the youth, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, I want to add something to that real quick. You said that, oh hell, I'm getting old. No, one of the things you said as far as teaching the youth, excellent point, and we need to underscore that. So I'm sorry to rush you a little bit because we're getting a little short on time, but Brother Reginald, if you can give an answer to that question and keep it 1-2 minutes, if possible. Or if you need more time, take more time. I don't want to cut you off.
A goal. Right now, I just need everybody in this building to understand that on Reed Road and Scott Street, it's a building that I'm putting together. It's called a Trauma-Informed Training Center. Working with young men that's coming out of prisons, coming out of jail, dealing with trauma-informed training, one-stop shop. To where when they come to that building, we learn to deal with the trauma, teach them how to do trauma-informed, educate them, get them ready and prepared to get back in the community. But it's not going to work until the Black community get behind me and support what we need to do. Every young man that come out to jail need to come through this one-stop shop to get themselves prepared to come back to our neighborhood. And we're going to set up trauma-informed centers all around the city so every brother that come out to jail can deal with his mental illness. Untreated trauma is dangerous. Untreated trauma is dangerous. It gives problems. Hurt people. And until we put trauma centers together, dealing with the look here, we make up 19% of the city, Black men. Black men make up 19% of Harris County. But we 50% of the jails, and that's been that way for the last 30 years. We spend $441 per day locking up juveniles. So we must deal with our kids, build trauma-informed centers. That's the goal that we have to get behind to support OG1. Look me up, support what I'm doing, come help me, deal with our young people, and let's get this goal accomplished going into the next year.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So we have time for 2 more responses. So no, sister, I want you to go last. Brother Chad.
Yes, sir. So in regards to land ownership, if we are serious about acquiring land, then I would like for everybody that's in this room, Sister Tara, do we have like an email set up for outreach? Okay, so Sister Tara right here has a sign-in sheet. Before you leave, put your name and then put what you can reasonably afford to donate toward land. If you don't have money, I mean, be honest too. Don't say you can put 5,000 when you really can put 500. If you can only put $20, that's fine. But if you don't have money, what kind of skill do you have? Do you know how to farm? Do you know how to clear land? Are you just savvy on land? If you don't have a skill, do you have time just to help clean the land? Anything that you can give, put it on that sign-in sheet, and then next time we come, I have access to the available land. Once I find something, I'll bring it before everybody, see how many people are willing to go in. If we divide it and it's feasible, let's acquire it. Let's stop talking about it. But I want to make this point. Land is the basis of independence, but self-improvement is the basis for community development.
Right.
So I don't want to be separated with people that have a mindset that I was trying to get away from in the first place.
Correct.
Right? So
Correct.
there's a prerequisite work that needs to be done with all of us. We want to get ourselves right, and then we want to acquire land that we may be successful.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you. So, my sister, bring us home.
I guess, I mean, look, the commonality and the common theme of this panel is we need something for our people to be focused on. We need to be able to have self-improvement. We need to, in all the ways, right? And I think that is going to be through education and understanding what the next outside of using our hands and building our communities. And we have to know how to leverage the technology that we use every day. We use this technology every day. A lot of us can't go to sleep without our cell phones. A lot of us wake up to our cell phones. But we don't know that there are other organizations out there besides AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile. There's Lumen, and a lot of them own big parts of land in our cities today. And so if we're not a part of that piece, if we're not a part of what Minister Abdul Halim calls the 22nd century, right? If we're not a part of this movement, then we're going to continue to get left behind. And that means that some of us have to figure out where to go to get that education. So when I say that education is free, that's one thing that a lot of us, and I know we think of corporate America and we're like, oh, it's corporate America, right? I get it. But I feel like there's soldiers in corporate America too that make sure that you guys get and that all of us get our unfair share of resources that they would never let us have to begin with, if not for us being able to come back and share that with our communities. So there's organizations at the Ion Center that donate their time. They have classes every week. They have what they call coffee breaks, where you can come in and ask any question you want. Learn about venture capitalists, learn about how to become a good marketer, learn about your digital marketing, learn how to do whatever it is that's in your head. From that perspective, that's an adult perspective. From a children's perspective, we got to stop telling our children that y'all don't have time for that.
Say it again.
We have to empower our littles by listening to them, and then sowing into them what obviously we're here as guiders for them, right? By Allah's grace, by God's grace, I get to guide 2 little people in my day-to-day life. And so I'm listening to them. If they are into Legos because they want to be an engineer like their father, that's where we're gonna spend time and money in doing, right? And there's a lot of free things out here that we can leverage that don't always cost a lot of money. But we have to listen to our littles. Otherwise, AI technology is also helping facilitate how many prison beds we're gonna need if they don't pass their classes, if they don't get to middle school. We're talking about, I mean, K. Reno said through high school. A lot of us have these aspirations for high school and college and all the things, but they know by the 5th grade how many of our babies are gonna go to the prison system versus going on to the 6th grade and to classes.
Absolutely.
So if we don't sow into them, if we're not listening to them and any places for them to go, and if you don't know where to go, the LOC is here. You can find me, talk to me afterwards, but there are places in our community that we can trust that will teach our children about technology and make sure we're a part of that future story. So
Thank you, sister. That was beautiful. Okay, so this was a great night, and I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to cut it a little short. Thanks to the performers. You want to get up and throw another couple bars out there? You sure? I promise I won't videotape it and put it on YouTube. All right. So I kind of remember what one of the last things how I want to close this out. Brother K. Reno did say it's not about the money earlier. And it's not about the money. It's not about the vanity to show off what you have or put on some shoes you can't afford. But cooperative economics, what the goal is, money that we earn together is a facilitator for those things that we need. We don't want to see, we want to put Brother Reginald out of business. I mean, that's the goal. Not that the brother doesn't do a good job, but we don't want to see anybody there. We don't want Brother Nip, K. Reno and Nip and Sister Keith. We don't want them to have to go through these corporate bureaucracies to put their word out for us. We don't want them censored. Sister should be able to put out a record and have it on any store shelf she wants to. Anybody that's willing to do it, but it gets blocked because we don't have the ability to defend these artists, not physically, but financially. Because economics is a financial defense also, which is the primary defense in this world. Because it ain't about shooting no more. They don't need to shoot you. They'll put you out of business. They'll sanction you. You know, they'll take your oil away. They won't let you sell this, that, or the third. So we want to keep that spirit as we dismiss the panel and move that, listen to what the panelists had to say, and by 2023, we want to see all these objectives that they've given fulfilled. Okay? Real quick.
Yes, and if you're interested in joining a disaster rescue team, please see me. We are actively recruiting. That's for rescue and disaster members. See me.
All right. Thank you. That's an important thing too. Let's make sure we see brother at the end of the month. So at this point in time, I'm going to dismiss the panel with the thanks from the local organizing committee and the Nation of Islam, Minister Abdul Alim and Minister Abdul Alim Ansari Muhammad. And at this time, thank you very much. You're dismissed.
Everyone, when you go home today or before you leave, you can go online and sign up for the Economic Blueprint today. And go to economicblueprint.org and sign up, and you'll be able to get updates and also start making donations for the acquisition of farmland. economicblueprint.org.
Hold on. Don't leave yet. We're going to bring up Brother Abdul Alim Ansari to close the program out, because we always want to start and end with prayer.
Once again, brothers and sisters of Baragani. Wait, we're going to try that again. Let's all come together. We are about to be dismissed. But again, we want to thank you all for coming out. Give yourself a round of applause, brothers and sisters. And again, if Sister Tara Muhammad can come up real quickly, please. So what do we do after this? Where do we go from here? Every Thursday, we meet for 1 hour? About an hour and a half. Right now, it's still via Zoom, but it deals with operational unity, the Houston Local Organizing Committee. So please see Sister Tara after the meeting when we close out in prayer, and she'll give you all more information. But we want to get your information so we can plug you all in. And then through the email thread, you can send us information as well. We have to unite, brothers and sisters. It's Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, our unity is more powerful than an atomic bomb. All right? And we know how powerful that is, right? But always remember, tonight was about asset-based building to fulfill our needs. It's not about us talking about what we need. We have everything that we need through each and every one of you. Now we just have to organize ourselves to make it happen. We're in a group agreement. We got group agreement. All right, praise be to Allah. So at this time, we want to make sure we're going to close out in prayer. You can stand, sis. You can go and stand. We want to close out in prayer, but I want to recite a prayer for us. And as the Honorable Minister Farrakhan gave to us, to recite it in this way, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, say this prayer 7 times a day, right? It sums up and addresses all of our issues, all right? So if you can bow your heads and assume a position that's comfortable to you. I seek that refuge from anxiety and grief. I seek that refuge from lack of strength and laziness. I seek that refuge from cowardice and niggardliness. I seek that refuge from being overpowered by debt and the oppression of men. O Allah, suffice thou us with what is lawful, and keep us away from that which is prohibited. And with thy grace, make us free from want of all that is besides thee. And we as a community say, Ameen, Amen, Ashe. All of the above. Thank you all. But DJ X, send us out. But let's see the vendors. Let's see the vendors. All the ones over there in the dark to my right. The vendors over here to my left. The vendors in the back. Let's support all of the vendors.
Enjoy yourself? Oh man, no, yeah, it was wonderful, wonderful. I'm familiar with a lot of the nation. I spent time in Chicago, where it's quite heavy. My uncle's involved. This man was like a relative of mine, somebody from Mississippi. I'm like, yeah.